Hello, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's doing great. Happy Wednesday. And let me tell you, I have Gwen Montoya with us. She is a social media guru. She works on a different field, one field that I don't work on or with, which is social media. It's a scary world out there, even for an SEO guy. So, let me introduce you. Gwen, can you tell us a little bit about how long have you been doing social media?
Yeah, so I have been doing social media 2008 maybe, like
Okay.
early, like right when it came online. As soon as I saw it, I knew that business owners needed to be involved, and I knew that it had a lot of potential for them. And it has. Like, look at how it's changed the world.
Yeah, right now, if you don't have social media, it's like you don't exist. So no matter if you're a business or a personality, you need it. Mhm.
Absolutely.
What
And
gets you
you need to be
started
consistent.
on? Come again?
Oh, I said, and you need to be consistent.
And that's the hardest part for everyone. For everyone, there's few people that are amazing at being consistent. This was my breakfast. This was my lunch. This was my dinner. But there's people like me that I'm like, oh, I know that I have to do it, but I have other pressing matters.
It's true. It's true.
So what got you started on this field?
So I started building websites a million years ago. And whenever anything new came out, I just taught myself how to do that. So I went from building websites to SEO to email marketing to social media. And like I said, as soon as it came out, I was like, wow, this is going to be really good. We need to get involved with this. So that's how I started. When Twitter was brand new, I had businesses on Facebook before you were allowed to have businesses on Facebook. You had like a fake name. It was a whole thing.
So you were doing all the fun activities. You got a
Yes.
business? I know how to hook you up.
Yes. If something new comes along, you have to poke at it. You got to figure out how to use it. For business owners, it's the most important thing.
That is so true. Well, now with the internet, it's amazing how many social medias there are. It just keeps growing.
Yeah.
Just the other day, I was looking into one of the social medias for entrepreneurs. That this one is like 100% for entrepreneurs. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called Polywork. It was on beta testing for a very long time and finally got it out of that beta testing. I was during the beta testing, and now that it's open to the public, I'm doing it, and it's been an amazing tool for me.
That's
So
awesome. What does that one do? Poly work? Like poly work?
yeah, Polywork. What it does, it connects entrepreneurs with different business needs and helps them to give each other a platform to grow and test different. Like for example, let's say you're developing software and you want to test people. You know that a company for case studies and all that is really expensive, and not everybody can pay for a real case study. So with Polywork, you ask for people that are other business owners to test your tool. You give it to them to try it out for free or at a discount or whatever. You make your own package on that. And then once people go try it, they give you feedback, and then you can have a data analyst go and use that feedback in order to help you improve it, etc., etc. So it's a great tool. And not only that, there's, for example, journalists in Polywork, and they're like, I don't know what news to present. Do you have anything new? Present it to me. And you can go on news because of this for free.
Okay. I have to check that out for sure. That sounds amazing.
It is a powerful tool. I've used it now for 3 months, and I've gotten great things out of it. So, and there's a lot of people testing AI tools, which right now, as you know, is the hot topic.
So hot. So
So,
hot right
yes. So I want to hear your input on this one because I have questions for you.
now.
Okay.
Well, I think what's really amazing, and I think you really bring it up really, really clearly, is that social is meant to connect us.
Oh yeah.
Right? So a lot of times, like you said, like you feel like you have to post. And, I just commented on a friend's post who was like, I'm here on social media, but I think it's stupid. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes it is, but
Hmm.
it's meant to connect us. And if you come at it from that perspective, this is how we can connect with each other in a way that we've never been able to do before. That's where it gets really amazing and really powerful. So I know that social media can be really challenging for business owners, especially the people who are managing all the things. But figuring out a way to use it in a way that feels good to you means you'll be consistent.
And that is true. I can testify that the social media or the online world that we live on right now helps us tremendously. My company is based in West Palm Beach, Florida. Just remind me where you based.
I'm in Washington.
You see, we wouldn't have met if it wasn't for the internet.
That's true.
And just like that, on the month of January, I locked up a client that is all the way in Switzerland, which I would have never even guessed if it wasn't for the internet.
It's an amazing tool for connection. It's really not even that old. Like, really, it's not like the way that we use it now isn't much more than 15, 20 years old. So for those of us who have been around longer, like I remember when you named your business so that you would come first in the yellow pages.
Oh, right? Yeah, that was fun. Now you reminded me, when I started my career on all this digital marketing, etc., I started selling spots for a newspaper. Then I moved to selling spots on the yellow pages. And then I was doing different directories and different things. So yes, it has changed.
It's just faster and easier to connect. And we can do it without having to buy ads. And I think that's the thing where social media can be really powerful for small business owners is, yes, you can buy ads and you can go the whole ad route, but you can also connect directly with people who are interested in what you do in a way that we've never been able to do before.
Mm-hmm.
Just incredibly powerful.
So how do you suggest to somebody that is just starting? Let's say I'm going to give you the scenario.
Okay.
I have a business. I just launched my website and I don't have money for SEO. Where do I get started? What is your recommendation as a professional?
Okay. So my first recommendation would be to be really clear about who your audience is and where they're hanging out. Right? So if you have to know, if you're going into a business, you have to know who your audience is. I think that's so important because a lot of times I'll talk to people and I was like, who's your audience? And they're like, I can sell to anybody. It's like, you can, but you're not going to, right? Like, yes. Who really is your audience? So what are the demographics? Because we know that different demographics use social media platforms in different ways. So if you're selling to an audience that's above 40, then it makes a lot of sense to be more active on Facebook, but also active on Instagram. If you're selling to an audience that's under 25, it's a completely different conversation. So I think being really clear about which platform your audience is most likely to be on, meaning not just where do they hang out for fun, but where do they go to get recommendations? Where do they go to learn about new things? And then you show up there. That would be like goal number one, would be to really be clear about who your audience is and where they hang out.
Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, because this is one of the things that I touch with my clients as well, because I get a lot of clients that tell me the same thing. If they're breathing and if they have a pulse, hey, they're my perfect client. They're alive. So I do fight with that a lot with my clients and educating them. But one thing that I want your perspective as a social media professional is, which is one thing that I always tell everybody, you cannot expect that because you posted an ad on social media that people immediately are going to flood your floodgates and they're going to go ahead and start buying like a buying frenzy because you put a post.
Yeah.
I always tell them, please understand that social media is a tool to drive traffic to your site. You have to have a specific strategy in place. Yes, you have certain things that you can sell directly through social media, like services and things, but you shouldn't bank on that 100%. You should bank on building the traffic and building the authority. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so what I usually say is that if you're looking at social media as just a way to get sales and that's it, then the effectiveness is the same as standing on the street corner and yelling at cars as they go by. Because that's the level of connection, right? Like, sure, you see them, but are you connected with them? Is that something that's interesting to you? Like, maybe they make a sale every now and then, but for the most part, when people are on social, they're there to be social. So you have to figure out as your business, what do you talk about and how do you share what you do in a way that isn't just, here's my thing, please give me money. Because like money is great, that's why we're in business, right? But it's not very engaging for an audience. And you've probably done it too. If you're on social media, you've probably scrolled by somebody being like, oh, that's gross and salesy and that doesn't feel good. So why would you take this small amount of time that you have as a business owner to spend on social media and do the thing that you would probably 100% pass by given the chance? So I think what I normally tell people as businesses to pick 3 to 5 things that they're comfortable talking about that is related to what they do, but isn't necessarily just here's my thing, buy my thing, right? So it could be sharing really great educational content. It could be sharing some behind the scenes things, like letting people get to know you. Pizza and margaritas are like a really popular one, depending on your niche, because everybody likes pizza and everybody likes margaritas. So it's fun to talk about those things, and it lets you stay visible and lets people get to know you in a way that goes beyond just what your business is. And I think that's a piece that a lot of business owners miss because they want to make sales, right? Like we have to make sales to be in business. And so if we're looking at social media as the only way to make money, and the only way that we can do that is just by continually posting about what we're doing or what we're selling, it's not interesting. And we have to think about community and building a following on social versus just putting out a sales post.
That is true. And when you're talking about pizza and margaritas, pizza and pineapple, they go so well together, just like your website and your learning courses.
Thank you.
So, hey, just one thing is you can see right in the bottom right here on the screen, here's where you can find a way to connect with Gwen. She's an amazing person on guiding you, but also she has training courses for you laid out step by step on how to do it. So please remember that. Okay. And besides that, now that we understand a little bit of how social media works, what are some of the best tools that you have found for social media marketing?
It's got to be Canva, top of the list. Even the free version is wildly effective and can do so much. But the paid version is where I think it really gets amazing because you have access already to so many free stock images, free stock video, free audio that is all there. You can edit video somewhat in Canva.
Yeah.
It's not great, but you can do it if you had to. You can create those carousel posts that on Instagram at least do really, really well for most businesses in a really fast and easy way.
And not only that, if you're working with different social medias, there is actually a tab where you create the graphic design for one social media, and it creates on the right size and the right layout and everything for all the other ones. And that saves me so much time.
It does. Well, and going back like 15, 20 years ago, before pre-Canva, right? If you didn't have a graphic design background, your only option was either to pay somebody a lot of money to make your graphics, which a lot of small business owners, like they have more time than money a lot of times, right? So you either had that or you like made do with some like really subpar graphics. But having a professional polished image for your business is so important and so easy to do with Canva, and you don't have to be a graphic designer.
Yeah, that is so true. And not only that, the different outputs that you can create, even let's say, and this is something that a lot of people don't know, or some people know, you can actually create a website in Canva and launch it in Canva. Yes, your URL is going to be canva.com / and the name that you give it. But let's say that you're a true bootstrapper and you have an amazing product and whatever. There you go. No hosting charges, no other costs associated with it. Yes, you're limited on the things that you can do, but oh my God, that gets your foot in the door.
And you can schedule. At least you can schedule to Pinterest. I think you might be able to schedule to Instagram maybe too. So yeah, one tool does all of these things for you.
So really highly recommendable. And then the last thing, and the one that I want to go ahead and close because our time is almost up, but in all your years of working with people, for people that, again, that are just starting, what is your best recommendation on how to figure out what their market is?
Get really clear on who your audience is and what they need to hear. And I don't like the term pain points. I think it gets really overused. But what's the thing that they really care about? And how does the thing that you're doing solve their problem? Okay. Because when you understand that and you can use the language that they would use, I think that's a thing that gets skipped too, because we get very business focused language. Like I say, I make marketing not scary, right? Like that's the tagline that I use. That's helpful. But what's really helpful for my audience is to know that I can help them take their marketing from this chaotic mess to something that's cohesive and gets them results. Because that's really what they care about. That they care about the results more than they care about like the cool bells and whistles along the way.
That is true. That is absolutely true. So let's talk just a little bit, because I don't want to skip this part.
Yeah.
This beautiful thing called AI.
Such a fan. Such a fan.
Me too. ChatGPT is making my world go around right now. And also I partnered up with a RightScream, which soon for everybody there's gonna be a link for you guys to access RightScream, which is a great tool. If you add ChatGPT with RightScream, you'll have amazing results. But tell me about it. What are some of the tools that you're enjoying right now?
So I'm a huge fan of just like the OpenAI ChatGPT. I think that's amazing. I think one of the things that small business owners are really great at the work that they do. They're not marketers, right? So by using a tool like ChatGPT, you can ask it what your audience cares about. Like you can use it to do a little bit of market research and to think about the language that your audience would use, so that then when you create those social media posts, which you can also do in ChatGPT, it's more honed into like the actual messaging and target that your audience is going to care about. So I think that's amazing. Canva also has like Canva plus Canva also has Magic Writer in Docs. You can access that if you are part of, I think you might have to be the paid level of Canva.
Yeah,
It's
you have
kind
to.
of feels funky compared to ChatGPT, but like it's there.
I've never used it. I see it all the time in my Canva app, and I'm like, I don't know how to use it, and I shy away from it. So tell me a little bit about that tool. I'm gonna learn on that one.
It just gives you some ideas. Like the last time I used it was about a month ago, and it was kind of just like a list of ideas more than like ChatGPT and some other ones can give you entire blog posts or entire ebooks. The Magic Writer is more like, here's some ideas, which is nice, but they also have an AI graphics tool, which has come a long way. The first version was like, it was the image it created was actually a little bit scary, like nightmare fuel scary. I don't know what that was, but it's gotten better. So if you have this idea, so you have access to millions and millions and millions of stock photos in Canva, but sometimes you just have the idea in your head of the image that you want, right? Like I was doing a presentation and I wanted an image of stacked rocks and I couldn't find what I wanted, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So I tried the AI and it gave me exactly what I wanted, which was a basic image of a pile of stacked rocks. That's what I wanted. And I got it in like 30 seconds.
I'm gonna try it now. You have pushed me to try that tool now.
I think we're going to see such a boom of AI tools. It's going to be so fantastic for small businesses. We just have to figure out which ones work best for us and how to implement them.
Yeah, because the race just got started. I mean, Microsoft teamed up with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Google has its own set of AI tools that they have not released, or at least that's what they said, because I'm always following Google Trends. And one of them is that they said they have over 25 AI tools that have not been released. They're about to release. They haven't said what they are or anything. So I think it's next month when they're releasing it, if I remember from what I read correctly. And it's going to change the game.
It is. Imagine, so one of the things that my clients are using it for is to write emails that are challenging, emails that they're not sure how to write or where to start. So imagine that AI tool being there automatically within your inbox, within your email. So if you have to deal with a difficult customer, instead of, especially for small business owners, because we can get so caught up in our heads, we're nervous, we're not sure what to write, you have a template that appears and you can just edit it as needed and send it off. Like the amount of 10-minute, 5-minute, 20-minute time savings that can add up over the course of a week is just enormous.
Not only that, I'm testing a tool right now. I'm not even saying the name out yet until I test it and know it's working. It is an AI tool to create drip campaigns. Drip campaigns take forever to just make sure you have the right words, the right message, the right follow-up.
Yeah.
And with this tool, I've been able to do a couple of them. They seem to be working fine. I'm still in testing mode. That's why I'm not saying the name yet, but it's amazing.
Well, and small business owners get so caught up in there, because especially when they have they have to wear so many hats, right? So a lot of them aren't writers. Like, if they were writers, they would be copywriters, right? They want to make things, they want to sell their thing, they have this big idea they want to bring into the world. And for a lot of them, the thing that stops them is that ability to write comfortably. So they might be okay, but they might hate their writing, they might get really stuck. I always call it English class drama. You know, when you get your class back, your paper back, it would be like covered in red. And there's a lot of like stress that comes from writing for a lot of people. So using these AI tools, even if you don't, and I would never say copy and paste whatever AI gives you, because there's a lot of reasons, but just having that rough draft already done and you can build from that, hours of time saved.
And I'm so glad that you brought that up, because there's one thing that a lot of people don't know, is that Google has gotten really smart to figure out what is in a blog or a post or something that is AI generated, to the point that if it flags it, that's it. Your post is not going to be shown anywhere. So please be smart about it. Like Gwen says, use that as your draft.
Mm-hmm.
Correct it, make it your own, make it custom to you.
Yeah.
Take that extra step. Now, the hardest part of the work has been done by the AI tool. Now take the time to make the arrangements to make it sound like you.
And then,
otherwise,
then put it through a AI detector and a plagiarism detector.
Yeah,
like
that's
more than
one
one.
of the things that Right Screen, the one that I'm telling you that I should be sending a link soon. It's great at. It has both of those tools built in, and is only $14 a month. So $14 a month is the cheapest AI tool that I found, with great results, because I've used it, and my results on it has been great. And I've tested copyai.com, I've tested Jasper, I've tested so many of the other ones, which are hell more expensive. So Gwen, thank you very, very, very much for your time. I really appreciate that you took the time to talk to all of us. Please remember, everyone, you can find Gwen at gwenmontoya.com, or email her with any questions at gwenmontoya.com. She'll be more than happy. Don't forget to check out her courses. They're made specifically for people that are trying to understand social media and the social media world. So get started. Do not delay, because the delay in time is going to cost you. 5-6 years from now, your business may be completely different. And because you didn't get on the wagon of social media, people are not going to know what you do, and you're going to be stuck on a failing business. Social media is your cheapest ticket for marketing.
It is.
Okay. So, everyone, thank you very much for today. Thank you, Gwen.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. We'll see each other soon. Hopefully, we get a next time that you can book us in your calendar, because I know you're super busy. So, I really appreciate that. And we'll go for the next time. Thank you. Bye.